What you doing? You're doing the bee's job. I put it right down. Actually, it's in my pocket, bud. Yeah, so to help increase the chances of pollination and all that, I sent the girls into the tomato patch here, and Emma's finishing up, but anywhere there were flowers, I had them kind of plink the flowers to try to shake loose the pollen so they'll self-pollinate, or pollinate, increase the chances of getting some fruit on here. A lot of the lower blossoms didn't set. Well, some of them did. There's some nice ones, especially on the heirlooms. But you can see there's a lot of new blossoms up here in the top growth. So I got them going through plinking everything to increase the chances of them setting fruit. Oh, bud, that's enough, bud. Professional plinker.
Bees are going extinct. Gotta find someone to pollinating.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be beneficial if somehow there was like a beehive or something over here with all the stuff that we've got growing. Good job.
Thank you.
Alright, well I think we're going to pack it up, head back to the house so you guys can get cleaned up, I think. We'll see what time it is, so.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess that's it for now. Until next time. Happy gardening. Bye. Well, hey, happy 4th of July. It's been a pretty fun weekend so far, or holiday. Had a big old get together. I've got 2 daughters that were born on July 5th, so we had a big birthday party, and now we're hanging out. Some of the kids are back at the house, spending time hanging out. I think they're snapping green beans. Got my son here with me. My brother is still in town, and so he's on a bike ride with my dad, so that leaves me and the boy to kind of work in the garden, do a few things. I wanted to take you along as kind of doing some maintenance on the tomato patch. Again, I went with a different approach this year. Instead of pruning to a single stem, I decided just to let them grow and do whatever. Planted them closer together. They're about a foot apart, and just see what happens. So we've got a lot of tomatoes growing into each other. We've got these trellis panels up, so I'm taking advantage of those by running strings along the outside here in like 5-foot sections, and trying to keep the tomatoes kind of growing into the trellis, so that we still have our walking path here. Keep them upright so they don't slump over. This one might need another line. I was a little concerned because there's a lot of foliage and there were a lot of blossoms, but not a lot of fruit that had set. With the cooler weather and the rain, we had some issues with the blossoms developing like a little fungus or whatever, and they would just dampen off. But there were some that did set, and we got another cluster cluster of blossoms that are popping out on these plants. And so I had my kids the other day go down the aisle and kind of plink the flowers just to encourage them to pollinate. Since all the reproductive parts are contained in the flower, and there's not, having to pollinate a male and female flower, they've got both parts. So going along, tying them up. The idea is we're going to just kind of train them on up. There's going to be just like this wall of tomatoes all the way up to, I'll probably let them get about a foot over the trellis, and then I'll top them. So probably by September they should be about right here. We planted these the end of May, so in I guess a little over a month they've grown about 3-4 feet. I imagine we'll have another 3 foot of growth at least within the next month, and then again, like I said, I'm going to top them to encourage them to set fruit, and develop what's there, rather than just let them go. I don't know, I may change my mind depending on how things are looking. San Marzanos, they're a little more compact than these heirlooms, so I've not had to tie them off as much, and they're loaded with fruit. The other concern we have, though, is the Colorado potato beetle has arrived, and it's the first year that I've seen them, the first time I've seen them in any of my gardens that I've had, but they're here. We're trying to control them through just hand picking and dumping them into kerosene or soapy water or whatever. But what I'm going to do probably this weekend is order me some ladybugs, try some organic pest control, some living pest control, and order me some ladybugs and release them into the potato patch here. We've already seen some ladybugs in here, and they do feed on the soft-bodied insects like the Colorado potato beetle. So we're going to release them into the patch, because the danger is these bugs can migrate over to the tomatoes and in my peppers and eggplant, because these are all members of the nightshade family. So that's not good. They prefer the potatoes, and that's where they're at. They're on the outside of the patch here, but we'll see what we can do there. So I'm going to finish up this trellis and then see where we're at, and then maybe take a look at the San Marzanos, see how they're doing. We not need to had to water a whole lot because of a lot of the rains that we got, and there's still a lot of moisture in the soil. Yeah, foliage is, it's been like this all day, hasn't, been all shriveled or anything like that, so that tells me there's plenty of moisture in the soil. No need to water just yet. We'll probably water this week though if we don't get any more rain. Keep things kind of consistent, because sometimes they can develop blossom end rot if they're not getting consistent water. Along with, not having enough calcium. So anyway, I guess that's all for now. Until next time, happy gardening.